Hi, and welcome back to sort of my new video game room tour. As you know or may not know, about a month ago, I sold most of my video games. Most games were like games I didn't really care about, or games that I just know I will never really play, or just played like an hour or so and think, oh, okay, it's a nice game, but I don't really care about it that much. And now that almost everything has been sold, I finally rearranged my game room. And this is a peek of how it looks. It's not finished 100%, but I will explain that. So this is another side of the apartment, and nothing really has changed, to be really honest. This is still the retro corner, even though I do want to change it, but I don't know how and in which way. We can look at it if you want. Got a couple of displays of some really cool games, especially Chrono Trigger. This is sort of my shrine to video games, and I kind of want this to be in the new game room, my mega-sized Gundam, etc., etc. Oh, and this is, by the way, my kitchen. Yay! So the biggest difference in this game room, of course, is you don't see rows of shelving anymore. It's basically just a white wall now, and I do want to put wall scrolls and posters and whatnot. I just don't know which one. I'm still looking, and I'm not into a big hurry, to be really honest. Also, the vitrine, how do you call that? Display case, whatever, is here instead of there. This is sort of the main area where I game most of the time. At the moment, I'm playing Tales of Symphonia. There are a couple of boxes here. I don't really like to put stuff on the ground, but I don't have space to put them anywhere else. And in my older sort of game room, I had a smaller shelf full of Japanese imports, but I always wanted to sort of have a little shrine for the PlayStation 2, and I finally made it. There's a few of my PlayStation 2s here, and this is the original PS2 that I bought. My first console I ever bought. I think I saved up for like a year and a half to finally got it when I was a teenager, early teenager. So I'm very happy I got a Japanese import PS2 and the PS2 Slim. And this time around, I really wanted to sort of showcase more of the games that I played, more of the games I really loved. And, this looks really cool. Rows and rows of games. Looks really cool, don't get me wrong, but I really like this, to be honest, way better. It's more personal, and I won't say that every game has a story, but most of these games I played and beaten, or some of them I maybe still need to beat. Games that I played in my teenage years and in my childhood years. And Dragon Quest VIII is sort of the game that I played a few years ago, and that started my whole, how would you say, love for retro gaming. I was always a guy that just wants to get the newest system, play the newest games. And because of this game, I started playing games like Castlevania, Curse of Darkness. I started playing King's Field 4. I started to play and beaten the Ark East, the Ark of Nephicism. I probably butchered that name. And really found out, like, hey, older games are actually a lot more fun than modern games. And my dislike for modern games was growing steadily to a point where also game developers themselves are screwing up with patches, DLCs, microtransactions, blah, 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 all that kind of crap, DRM. And these games are literally just plug and play. So these are all games I played, I loved. This is a game I still need to beat. I'll probably get it on PS4. Silent Hill 2. Man, I was scared to death for this game. And finally, my sort of figures I have in this section. So these are, I'm a massive fan of Dead or Alive 2. It's my most played fighting game of all time. But Cloud, why is it not here on the shelf? Well, because I got the platinum version and the box art isn't really that great, to be really honest. Artinelico, there was someone, I wanted to sell Artinelico, and someone was like, no, give it a shot, it's really good, don't sell it. And I actually have played it, but I'm playing other games right now, but trust me, I am going to play Artinelico 2. I played it for like 2 hours, and it was pretty good. Of course, God of War. This is also a game I am almost at the end. I'm literally at the end boss, but I got my ass beat, but I have to got back. Time Splitters 2, fantastic game. You know, I always love this figure of Dante, and I don't know how do you call this in English, but I always had these. And these are basically all the games that I have kept. Monster Hunter, the original Monster Hunter, I have played that game quite a bit, and I also played online. I loved Castlevania, and I thought that the balance was pretty good. Below here is Xbox games, stuff like Dead or Alive, Sudeki, Halo, Serious Sam, and some PC games that I really loved. Of course, Diablo, StarCraft. Basically, that's it. These are some Gunpla boxes I still need to create. Up here hasn't changed a bit, to be honest. It's still basically the consoles that I play and the 55-inch Sony television. Not much has changed. And a lonely Zelda displayed here. That kind of looks weird, but whatever. So this is where I put my Japanese import selection of games now. And again, I try to really display these games, and to be honest, I haven't really played them quite a lot, but I do love the box arts, and I actually forgot I got Dragon Quest V. Mostly shmups, fighting games, and just some Japanese import games that I got pretty cheap. Xena is freaking awesome. Up here, of course, we got the PlayStation 3. This is a PS3 launch model, 60GB. I got 2 of those. And same story, games that I really loved, games that I played a lot. Dark Souls is actually one of the games that I want to replay. Of course, the PS4 version. I got the Demon's Souls Collection Edition. Pretty proud of that. Some controllers and crap over here. This is sort of the PS4 version or section. Some games I really loved, especially, Samurai Warriors 4 is, I think, the only warrior game I ever have beaten, completely beaten. Onichibara Z2 Chaos is a great game. Knight of Azure, One Piece. That's actually not true. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is the game I also have completely beaten. Monster Hunter World, oh my god, I spent like 600, 700, 800 hours playing that game, including the expansion. I still need to get that version on disc. Fairy Tail is a great game. Nier Automata, Dragon Quest 11. I love Senran Kagura. Neo, of course. Odin Sphere, Gundam Breaker 3 was also a great game. Yakuza. Days Gone was great. Days Gone is actually one of the best Sony games in recent years. I don't know why Sony doesn't want to make a second game. I would love to see like hundreds or maybe even thousands of zombies on screen with the PlayStation 5's power. It's really weird. Persona 5 I got from Limited Run a few weeks ago. Still sealed, but I will play it. I got Castlevania basically only because of a physical version for Symphony of the Night. And I got 2 Japanese imports, Sengoku Basara, and my really small PS4 5 section that will keep small. And here's my first car I ever got. Wee. Oh man, I really love this section. This is the retro PlayStation and Nintendo Switch section, and a little bit of PS4 because I don't really have room to put everything in. I'm a big fan of the aesthetics of Tomb Raider, even though I only really played Tomb Raider 1. Now, this is the original Tomb Raider, and you're thinking, Claude, why is it all washed out? Why don't you just buy a not washed out version? Because this is literally the first PlayStation game I ever played. This is the game that my dad bought with the PlayStation. He literally bought the PlayStation to play this game. So this is very dear to my heart, very dear to my heart. So of course I will never replace it. Even though everything is black and white, I don't really care. This is basically the shelf of random stuff, a little bit of PS4 collection editions that I don't have space for, Tomb Raider, PS1s, a little bit of CDs, etc. And this is, of course, my Final Fantasy shrine, my PlayStation shrine. And these shelves are a little bit bigger than the other shelves that I sort of used for PlayStation 1. So I put Parasite Eve 2 also in here because it's Square Enix, Squaresoft, not Square Enix, Squaresoft. And Parasite Eve 2 is an absolute fantastic game, worthy of being placed besides the basically 3 best games of all time. Well, Final Fantasy VIII may have gone a little bit lower, but then again, Final Fantasy VIII is the only Final Fantasy I only played once, and I really need to play it again. And this is not really the holy trinity, the holy 5 games I played. If I wasn't playing these 3 games, or mostly 2, 7 or 8, I was playing. This is my childhood. This is literally my childhood. Tekken 3, Diablo, Warhammer Dark Omen, King's Field, and Breath of Fire 3. Breath of Fire 3 is a game that I have never beaten. I have gone pretty far last year. And maybe on my new vacation, that I'm going on vacation about 6 weeks. Of course, I'm going nowhere. I'm going in video game land. But maybe I'll finally beat Breath of Fire 3. I was very, very far. Tekken 3, Diablo I always play. These are other games that I played in my childhood. Besides Dragon Valor, I played that game last year, but it was so good. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Blazing Blades, Alundra, Metal Gear Solid, some other games. These are just for display purposes. And my little Nintendo Switch section with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate, Bayonetta 3, and Fire Emblem Warriors 2 Hopes. And this is basically all kind of crap. Now, this is the new part of my game room that I really, really, really love. Is not only do I have a little bit of figures in the game room, I got my Gundams that I built. And these are basically displays in the hallway when you enter the apartment, my house. But this is a way better place. Now I can actually look at them way more. I got a couple of PS3 FATs. I didn't know where to put them, so I just put them in there. These are kind of gunpla that I don't really like. And it's a really big figure of... Oh my god, what's the name of this monster? I know it's from Final Fantasy X. And here in the corner is the Xbox 360, not because it's bad or anything, but I don't have any place. DVD cases, they don't fit in this shelf. I designed this shelf only for Blu-ray, and the only shelf that has fit for DVD is up here. And up here, and no way I'm going to put the 360 there. So again, I don't really like to put stuff on the ground, but I don't mind this. This looks pretty neat. It looks pretty nice, at least for my personal taste. So this is it. This is how my new game room looks. A lot less shelves, a lot less filler stuff in my game room, and still amazing games. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And like always, you will see me next time.